Hi guys and welcome back. Today we're going to talk about insecurities and what you can do about them. Nothing can hold you back as much as your own insecurities. Those nagging thoughts and doubts that we all have about ourselves. They can be about our abilities, our appearance, or even our worth as a person, as a human being. These thoughts can be so powerful that they can prevent us from trying new things, from putting ourselves out there, and from reaching out and from reaching our full potential. So think about that. Think about all the time that you have been held back by your insecurities. Think about all those instances where you could have done more or you could have gained more and you didn't because you were insecure and because you were afraid to try things out. Insecurities can be fueled by a variety of factors, such as past experiences, negative feedback from others, or even comparison to other people. And usually, comparison is the worst of them. It is okay if we compare ourselves with our past, with our future selves, etc. But with comparing ourselves to other people, to all the other people in the world, is certainly toxic. They can be difficult to overcome because they often feel like they are a part of who we are. But the truth is that insecurities are not a fundamental part of our being. They are just thoughts that we have learned to believe. And they are usually the worst of the kind because we end up cutting our potential where we could have really shined. And the problem lies always in our beliefs. How do we see the world? So, the first step in overcoming insecurities is to recognize that they are there. They exist. They are part of who we are. They are part of how we learn to live. This can be difficult because insecurities often hide in the background and we may not even be aware of them. We don't always know that we are insecure. Maybe we are trying to rationalize and we are actually making a good case about why we shouldn't be doing something. We don't recognize that it is actually our insecurity speaking and it is not the wise thing to do. But suppose, for example, we pay attention to the thoughts and feelings that come up for us in different situations. In cognitive behavioral therapy, we have learned that emotions always stems from our thoughts and how we believe the world is shaped. In that case, we can start to identify our insecurities. Once we have identified our insecurities, we can start to challenge them. So, when you know your enemy, you can do something about it. This can be done by questioning the evidence for our insecurities and by reframing them in a more positive light. This is, of course, called reframing in cognitive behavioral therapy. For example, suppose we have an insecurity about our abilities. In that case, we can remind ourselves of the times when we have succeeded in the past or when we have received positive feedback from other people. So, using the past to predict the future, using the past as an anchor, using the past as a strong stimulant to achieve more and to be more. By doing this, we can start to build our confidence and overcome our insecurities. So, in building our strengths and in building our beliefs, we can start to overcome insecurities. We become better the more we try things. So, recognize and challenge them. That's the most important thing. And one of the important thing about insecurities is that they can take many forms and can be about many different things. So we have talked about the insecurity about our appearance. For example, concerns about our weight, our height, our facial features, or any other physical aspect of ourselves. Insecurities about our abilities. This can include doubts about intelligence, our creativity, or any other skill or talent that we may believe we have or that we may be actually certain that we don't have. Insecurity about our relationships. This can include worries about being rejected, not being good enough, or being alone. These are all things that we can talk about in the future. So, about insecurities, about being rejected, about not being good enough, etc. So, as we said, they are particularly damaging and they prevent us to take risks and grow. For example, suppose we have insecurity about our abilities. In that case, we may avoid applying for a job or going for a promotion because we are afraid of failure. But avoiding these opportunities, we are limiting our own potential and holding ourselves back. And it is a great challenge. So, some other additional ways to overcome your insecurities. So, recognize and acknowledge the thought and feelings that are driving the insecurities. So, what are the beliefs that are holding you back? Questioning the evidence for that insecurity. And when you get the feedback, do some, as we said before, reframing and put them in a more positive light. So, for example, it's not that you are overweight, you have, for example, a certain amount of pounds, but it doesn't mean that you are fat and you can always lose those pounds. So, it's not beneficial to shame yourself over that. Then we have seeking support from friends, family, or even a therapist. That's usually a great thing to do. Practicing self-care and self-compassion. So the way we care for ourselves, we should be caring about ourselves the same way we care about a very beloved person. And self-compassion, the compassion for ourselves, to the way we talk with ourselves, the way we acknowledge our benefits. And the final one is that I've written is focusing on the present moment and let go of the past. It's never good to be trapped in the past and think about all the things that went wrong. So, in the final aspect, if you recognize and challenge your insecurities, you can start by overcome them and live a more fulfilling and confident life. So, thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video and hope to see you soon. You can watch me on YouTube and you can talk, we can chat on Twitter. And until next time, have a great one.